This lesson on academic writing skills is types of essays, and we will focus on their purposes, structures, and characteristics. We will begin with the introduction to essays. Then, we move on to its structure and characteristics. Finally, we will have some practices and quizzes to check our learning. Now, let's start from the introduction. We'll learn three things. What is an essay? Why it's important to know essay types, and the purposes of three main types of essays. So first, what is an essay? It's a group of paragraphs that supports thesis, a controlling idea of an essay. Why are essay types important? There are two reasons. First, readers can grasp the main idea and the purpose of the essay efficiently. Second, the writers could choose the most appropriate essay types to convey messages. Now, let's look at the purposes of three main types of essays: narrative, expository, and persuasive essays. We can use narrative essays to tell a story while using expository essays to present facts. And persuasive essays are used to convince the readers about the writer's point of view. Now, let's move on to learn the structure and characteristics of each type of essays. Let's start from the narrative essays. Narrative essays tell stories or real-life experiences. A narrative essay usually has a clear beginning, a middle, and an end. It seeks to involve the reader and is usually written in the first person. For example, I sentences are frequently used. Next, expository essays are used to present facts. It's informative and usually explain or define a topic using facts, statistics, and examples. What's most different from narrative essays is writers don't reveal their emotions or write in the first person. Here are three major types of expository essays: cause and effect, process, and comparison and contrast. We can use cause and effect to explain reasons and results, while using process essay to write about the steps of doing something. And comparison and contrast can be used to show similarities and differences. Finally, persuasive essays are used to convince the readers to accept a writer's point of view or recommendation. Facts, logic, examples, and expert opinions are usually included and should sound reasoning. Here are four types of persuasive essay. We will focus on the first two types to elaborate. Here is the difference between persuasive and argumentative essays. Besides expressing the writer's point of view, for example, it should be illegal to smoke around children. The argumentative essays also identify the opposing viewpoints. It should be legal to smoke around children, and use facts, statistics, or other evidence to discredit the opposing viewpoint to persuade readers that the writer's position, it should be illegal to smoke around children, is correct. Another type of persuasive essay is evaluative essay. In this type of essay, we use certain criteria to make judgments. We've learned the functions, structure, and characteristics of each type of essays. So let's practice to check out how much we have learned. Please choose the appropriate type of the expository writing. This is a cause and effect writing. The keywords produced by introduces the cause and effect. The overreaction to the cold of the nerve center causes an ice cream headache. Please choose the appropriate type of the expository writing. This is a sequence or process writing. The keywords first, at this point, after, and until introduces process of making ice cream. As shown in the writing, there are 3 steps for making ice cream. First, mix cream and sugar in a frozen container and add ingredients. Second, stir and whip the mixture to make it frozen. Third, keep the ice cream frozen to be enjoyed. Please choose the appropriate type of the expository writing. This is a compare and contrast writing. The keywords to, both, while, and then point out the similarities and differences between the 2 ice cream flavors. So, as shown in the writing, both strawberry and chocolate are delicious and taste great inside of a milkshake. However, strawberry may contain pieces of fruit, while chocolate usually will not. Now, let's move on to the quiz to check out learning. Please match the functions with the appropriate essay types. Here are the answers. Next, please match the characteristics with the appropriate essay types. Here are the answers. Okay, so let's quickly review what we have learned. As can be seen in the table, we have learned the 3 main types of essays, each with different purposes. So when we write, we can choose the most appropriate type based on our purposes. And here are the characteristics we have learned for each type of essay. Thank you for joining the lesson. The lesson is funded by the Ministry of Education.